A bulldozer roared onto my ranch, blades ripping. My herb garden to shreds. Evelyn Harper, HOA Karen, red blouse flaring, sent her goons to crush my dream, claiming my creek as hers. She was wrong, dead wrong, and in 3 minutes, I turned her 1,700 cow ranch bone dry. Before we dive in, smash that like button to join this epic fight. Thank you very much. It was a crisp morning. Texas sun, climbing slow, painting the sky golden pink. I'd pulled up in my dusty Chevy pickup, bed stacked with pine planks, nails, and tools. The ranch, my life savings. After 18 years, as an environmental engineer, crunching data in sterile offices, this was my escape. A modest house, herb garden, by a clear creek, teeming with life. As a kid, my grandpa taught me to plant, to fish. By waters like this, we dig in the soil, name every herb, sleep under stars. He'd talk about building roots with your hands. This ranch wasn't just land, it was for him, for peace, for something real in a world too fast. I was staking the foundation, my collie, Rusty, sniffing the grass, when I heard gravel crunch. A white SUV roared up my drive, kicking dust. Like a storm, out stepped Evelyn Harper, 55, obese, red blouse, black pants, blonde hair, cropped short, like a bad wig. She clutched a clipboard, striding over, like she owned my dirt. Stop right there, she snapped, voice sharp, enough to spook Rusty. What are you doing on this property? I sat down, my hammer, and kept calm. Building a house, ma'am, small place to live and garden. Evelyn's face twisted. A house? Here? Her voice hit a pitch that made Rusty growl. This is Sunset Plains, upscale community. Your shack and weeds will ruin our property values. She waved her clipboard at my lumber like it was garbage. I wiped my hands on my jeans. Ma'am, this is my land. Bought it 2 months ago. Permits, deed, all legal. Her eyes narrowed like a hawk. Impossible. That creek is HOA property. We've managed it for 15 years. She flipped pages, muttering rules. Wooden houses, banned. Brick only, 3,000 square feet minimum. I stayed cool, though her tone grated like sandpaper. No HOA. On my deed, I checked before buying. Evelyn smirked, like she'd won. I'm Evelyn Harper, OA, president, 20 years real estate. I set the standards. You've got 48 hours to clear this mess, or I call the law. Before I could speak, she dialed 911. Emergency, illegal construction by our creek. He's destroying our community. Send officers now. I stood there, hammer in hand, Rusty tilting his head like she was mad. Destroying with lumber and stakes? I tried reasoning. Ma'am, I've got permits right here. I reached for my folder on the ground. She waved me off, not looking. Fake. Forged papers. You're a trespasser. Her face matched her red blouse, veins bulging in her neck. 12 minutes later, 2 patrol cars rolled up, lights flashing, like I was a fugitive. Officer Rachel Ortiz, 40s, weathered face, stepped out, with Officer Ben Carter, younger, clearly annoyed. Evelyn rushed them, clipboard flapping. Arrest him. He's building a shack, ruining our creek. Ortiz eyed my lumber, My stakes. My coffee mug. Sir, got permits? I handed over. My folder. Permits. Deed. Survey map. All legal. Officer. Land's mine. Creek 2. Ortiz checked. In her tablet. GPS matching. My deed. Checks out. Ma'am, she said. To Evelyn. He owns this. Including the creek. Evelyn's jaw dropped. But, OA writes. We've controlled that creek forever. Carter shook his head. Ma'am, a deed. Trump's OA claims. You're trespassing. Right now. Evelyn stomped. Her foot and blonde hair bouncing. This isn't over. I know people. At City Hall. You'll regret this. Mr. Whoever. She stormed. To her SUV. Peeling out. Dust flying. Ortiz returned. And my papers. Mr. Dawson. She's a regular. Keep your docs handy. End up doc. As they left, I stared at the creek. My haven. Now a battlefield. But I wasn't folding. I set up my phone on a tripod. Hit record. Yo, what's up? Everyone? Eli here. Just had cops called. For building. On my own land. Meet Evelyn. HOA president. Who thinks my creek's hers. I panned to her tire tracks. Spoiler. It's not. I've got the deed. Posted the video. Online. Hours later. It blew up. 3,000 views. Then 30,000. Then 300,000. Comments exploded. Karen alert. Take her down. Epic fight. That evening. My neighbor. Clara Holt. 68. Gray braid. Denim shirt. Wandered over. Saw the show. Eli. She said. Leaning on my fence. Evelyn's trouble. Fined 3 families out of their homes. For nonsense. I raised an eyebrow. Nonsense? Clara nodded. Sipping tea. Wrong shrubs. Unpainted sheds. Kids' toys. Bankrupted them. And creek fees? $600 a year. Per house. Where's that money? My jaw tightened. She's charging? For my creek? Yep, Clara said. Her husband, Hank Harper, owns a ranch, 1,700 cows. That creek feeds his herd. That night, I couldn't sleep. Creek fees. Missing money. A bully with a rancher husband. I opened my laptop, dug into records. At 1 hours, a.m., jackpot. Sunset Plains, HOA, 2022 budget. $800,000. For creek maintenance. Spent $70,000. Where was $730,000? Rusty. She's stealing. I muttered, as he snored. And she wants my creek. I called my lawyer, Lena Brooks. At dawn. Lena, check Sunset Plains HOA. Water rights. Budgets. Something's off. She laughed. Eli, you picking? A fight? Damn right, I said. And Lena? See if the county sells creek rights. Money's no object. By noon, Lena called back. Creek rights. $100,000. County's open to sell. And the HOA? Corporate setup. 35 voting shares. You could buy control. I grinned. Heart racing. Start buying. Lena. Shares. Rights. Everything. Day 2. Evelyn was back. Red blouse. Black pants. Clipboard in hand. With a yellow envelope. Eli Dawson. Violation notice. $500 a day. Until you stop this eyesore. And I took the envelope. Calm. Evelyn. How many? On the HOA board? She smirked, counting fingers. 4. Me. Mrs. Tate. Mr. Lyle. Miss Dunn. We run this community. I nodded, storing it away. Good to know. Evelyn. She ranted about standards. While I planned. Her system was built on fear. ripe for breaking. Lena texted, bought 15 shares, Creek writes, close tomorrow. Evelyn thought. She was boss. She didn't know. I was about to turn her world dry. They say, a garden's just dirt and dreams. But when Evelyn Harper sent her goons to tear mine up, it felt like war. My herb garden, my cedar cabin, my creek, all under attack by an HOA Karen. Her first 911 call was bad enough, but now she's coming for everything. It was day 4, sun barely up, creek whispering, past my land. I was planting rosemary, Rusty sniffing dirt, when I heard gravel crunching, louder than before. Not just Evelyn's SUV, but a pickup, loaded with stakes, and 2 guys in hard hats. Evelyn stormed over, red blouse glaring, black pants tight, blonde hair like straw, clipboard raised, like a weapon. You're done, Eli, she barked, voice sharp enough to cut glass. Your weeds are a health hazard. I stood up, trowel in hand, Rusty growling low. Weeds? Ma'am, this is a herb garden. Basil, thyme, all legal. Her eyes flashed. Legal? This jungle is lowering property values. Sunset Plains demands order. She pointed at the workers, hammering red stakes around my garden. Marking for removal? You've got 24 hours to comply. I kept calm, though my blood was boiling. Evelyn, I've got permits. This land, this creek, it's mine. She smirked, flipping her clipboard. Permits? You're outside. Oh, a jurisdiction. We expanded last year. You're under my rules now. I cross my arms. My deed says otherwise. No, OA controls my land. She waved a paper, official looking, with stamps. This says, you're in violation. $600 a day. Starting now? Before I could argue, she dialed 911. Voice shrill. Emergency. Hazardous plants. On our creek front. He's endangering the community. Send officers. Rusty barked. As I shook my head. Hazardous plants? My rosemary? I pulled out my phone. Showed my deed. Evelyn. Look. Creek's mine. Land's mine. All legal. She scoffed, not glancing. Forged. You're a squatter. Her face red as her blouse, veins popping. 10 minutes later, 2 cop cars rolled up, lights flashing, like I was a drug lord. Officer Rachel Ortiz, 40s, tired eyes, and stepped out. With Officer Ben Carter, young, already done. Evelyn rushed them, clipboard flapping. Arrest him. His garden's a biohazard, ruining our creek. Ortiz eyed my plants. Neat rows. No weeds. Sir, got permits? I handed over my folder. Permits. Deed. Survey. All here. Officer. Land's mine. Creek 2. M. Ortiz checked. Her tablet. Nodded. Checks out. Ma'am. He owns it. All of it. Evelyn's jaw dropped. But HOA boundaries. We manage. That creek? Carter sighed. Ma'am. A deed overrides HOA claims. You're trespassing. Right now. Evelyn stomped. Her foot. Hair bouncing. This isn't over. I know people. At the county. You'll pay. Mr. Dawson. She stormed off. SUV screeching. Dust flying. Ortiz handed back my papers. She's a repeat caller. Mr. Dawson, keep your docs ready. As they left, I looked at the creek and my sanctuary, now a war zone. But I wasn't backing down. I set up my phone to hit record. Hey, everyone. Eli here. Just got cops called. Again. For planting herbs. On my own land. Meet Evelyn, HOA president, who thinks she owns my creek. I panned. To the stakes. In my garden. Newsflash, she doesn't. I've got the deed. Posted the video. Online. It exploded. 5,000 views. Then 50,000. Then 500,000. Comments poured in. Karen's lost it. Save your garden. Fight back. That afternoon. Clara Holt, my neighbor, 68, gray braid, stopped by. Evelyn's a bully, she said, sitting on my porch. Find my nephew, out of his house. For a crooked mailbox. And those creek fees? $600 a year. Per family? Where's it go? I leaned forward. She's charging? For my creek? Clara nodded, sipping tea. 10 years. 35 families. Do the math. Her husband, Hank Harper. His ranch. 1,700 cows. Drinks from it. My mind raced. That's $210,000. At least. Exactly, Clara said. And the creek's a mess. No maintenance. That night, I dug into county records. At 2 hours a.m., I found it. Sunset Plains HOA, 2020 grant, $700,000. For creek cleanup. Spent? $60,000? Where was? $640,000? My pulse pounded. Rusty, she's stealing, I whispered, as he snored. I called Lena Brooks, my lawyer. At dawn. Lena found $640,000. Missing. From a grant. Dig into. HOA budgets. Water rights. She chuckled. Eli, you're stirring. A hornet's nest. Damn right, I said. And check. County water rights. For the creek. Money's no issue. By noon, Lena called back. Creek rights. $100,000. County's ready to sell. HOA's corporate. 35 shares. I've got 18 so far. I grinned, heart thumping. Keep going. Lena, buy it all. Day 6. I was back, planting lavender, when a new notice appeared, taped to my door. Non-compliant fencing, $200 fine, doubling daily. I laughed, bitter. My split-rail fence? Non-compliant? Day 8. Another notice. Unauthorized plant species. $300 more. Evelyn was relentless. Death by paperwork. But I kept building, kept planting, kept recording. My videos hit 1 million views. Comments cheering. Don't let her win. Day 10. Clara tipped me off. Evelyn's planning an inspection with a county guy. Says your garden's a public health risk. I called Lena. Inspection? She's pushing to condemn my land. Aller. She's desperate, Lena said. I've got 22 shares. Creek rights. Close tomorrow. Found more. $1.2 million. Missing. From HOA funds. Fake invoices. To Harper Solutions. My jaw dropped. $1.2 million? We've got her. Day 12. Evelyn arrived. Red blouse. Black pants. With a county inspector. In tow. Health violation? She declared, pointing at my herbs. These plants are toxic. The inspector, Carl, mid-50s, looked bored. Mr. Dawson, permits? I handed over my folder. All legal. Carl, gardens just herbs. He nodded, glanced at Evelyn. Ma'am, no violations here. Plants are standard nursery stock. Evelyn waved. A folder. He's polluting. The creek. Test it. Carl sighed. Need a warrant. For private property. No cause. Here. I was live streaming. Phone. On a tripod. Day 12. Folks. Now my herbs are poison. Evelyn's in fourth call. The stream hit 800,000 viewers. Chat erupting. Toxic time? She's done. Amentif. Ortiz pulled me aside. She's filed 20 complaints this month. We're with you, but we have to respond. Evelyn left, muttering about State Health Board. I felt a chill. Her desperation was growing. That night, Sarah Klein, HOA treasurer, slipped over, nervous. Eli, she knows. Someone's leaking. She's shredding files. Calling Hank. Here's more proof. She handed me a USB. Fake contracts, transfers. $1.5 million. Total. I took it. Are racing. Why risk this? Sarah? Her voice cracked. She ruined my sister's life over a porch swing. I'm done hiding. I plugged in the USB. Files spilling out. Bank records. Shell companies. Evelyn's name. Everywhere. She wasn't just a Karen. She was a thief with a plan to steal my creek. My herb garden's battered. My cabin's half-built. And Evelyn Harper, HOA Karen, red blouse, black pants, short blonde hair, is waging war with creek rights and 25 HOA shares. I'm ready to strike, but Evelyn's about to cross a line that changes everything. Day 15 started calm, creek glinting under morning light. I was replanting time, Rusty chewing a stick, when I heard heavy rumbling. Not Evelyn's SUV, but a bulldozer rolling onto my land, blade gleaming, followed by a dump truck, marked emergency demolition. My heart stopped. Evelyn stood nearby, red blouse, black pants, clipboard in hand, smiling like a shark. What the hell? I shouted, running toward her, barefoot in dirt. You can't do this. Evelyn's smile widened. Oh, but we can. Eli, emergency HOA vote. Last night, your garden, your fence, unsafe. We're removing to hazards. She waved a paper, fake stamps shining. I grabbed my phone, started live streaming. Day 15. Folks, Evelyn's bulldozing my garden with fake permits. The blade tore into my herbs. Basil, lavender, crushed to mud. The stream hit 1 million viewers. Comments raging. She's insane. Save your garden. 2 workers in hard hats and stepped forward. Sir, stay back. Work order from the HOA. I spun on Evelyn, voice shaking. This is illegal. You've got no right. She smirked, flipping her clipboard. Community safety. Eli, your weeds threaten our values. The bulldozer ripped through my split rail fence. Wood splintering, dreams breaking. I kept filming, heart pounding, as my months of work vanished under treads. This is my land, I yelled, Rusty barking, frantic. Evelyn laughed, cold. Not anymore. You're in our jurisdiction. I called 911 myself. Officers needed. Illegal demolition on my property. 15 minutes later, Officer Ortiz and Officer Carter arrived, lights flashing. Ortiz eyed the wreckage. My crushed garden, splintered fence. Mrs. Harper, explain this. Evelyn thrust her fake permit at them. Emergency action, approved by the board. His property's P-pen, a danger. I handed Ortiz my deed, permits. Voice steady, despite the rage. This is my land, my creek, all legal. She's destroying my property. Ortiz checked her tablet, frowned at Evelyn's paper. No county approval, ma'am. No warrant for demolition. Evelyn's face paled. But the board voted. Auto in. Carter shook his head. Ma'am, you need court orders. For this, you're breaking the law. I turned to my stream. 1.5 million viewers. Now, Evelyn's using fake permits to bulldoze my ranch. This is her fifth strike. Chat exploded. Jail her. Karen's done. Someone donated $200 with for your garden? Ortiz warned her. Stern. Mrs. Harper, stop this now, or face charges for property damage. Evelyn stormed off, muttering about legal action. The workers packed up, bulldozer retreating, leaving my garden in ruins. I stood there, chest tight, Rusty whining, at my side. That evening, Clara Holt stopped by, gray braid swaying. Eli, I'm so sorry. She's unhinged. Hank's ranch, 1,700 cows. Depends on that creek. She's scared. You'll fight back. I nodded, jaw clenched. She's stealing. Clara found $1.5 million missing from HOA funds. Clara's eyes widened. You've got proof? I showed her the USB from Sarah. Fake invoices, shell companies, all tied to Evelyn. She shook her head. Grim. Her husband, Hank, doesn't know the half of it. That night, I dug deeper into the USB. More files, bank transfers to Harper Solutions. $1.8 million. Siphoned over 6 years. Creek fees, grants, gone. I called Lena, my lawyer, at midnight. Eli, this is federal, she said, voice sharp. Fraud, embezzlement, conspiracy. We've got 28 shares, Creek writes, locked in. But Hank's ranch complicates things. I gripped my phone. Why my creek? Lena paused. County plans, an industrial park, through your land. $25 million payout. Hank's ranch gains too. Evelyn's pushing to force you out. My blood ran cold. The bulldozer, the fines, all to steal my land. We expose her at the HOA meeting. Day after tomorrow? Yes, Lena said. But she's got Hank's support and City Hall ties. Be ready. Day 16 brought a shock. No sirens, but a letter under my door. 3 hours a.m. Sell now, or lose it all. Signed. H. I checked my cameras. Caught a figure in a hood. Too dark to ID. I sent it to Lena. Heart racing. I prepped for the meeting. Emailed anonymously to all 35 HOA households. Emergency meeting. Fraud uncovered. Your money's gone. Show up. Sarah texted. Evelyn's panicking. Shredding files. Calling Hank. Day 17. I was salvaging what herbs I could when Clara rushed over, eyes wide. Eli, found something under your porch. Old pipe. Marked water control. 1,887. I ran to check. Dug through dirt. And there it was. A rusted valve. Carved deep. Still solid. I turned it. Slow. Heard water shift. Below. My creek? Controlled by this? I turned it back. Mind racing. I called Lena. Found a valve. From 1,887. Controls the creek. Feeds Hank's ranch. She gasped. That's huge. Eli. Water rights. Like that. Are ironclad. In Texas. You've got the upper hand. Day 18. Meeting night. The community center was packed. 250 people. Tense. Whispering. Evelyn arrived. Red blouse. Black pants. Hair frazzled. Clutching her clipboard. She grabbed the mic. Daft voice shaking. No meeting tonight. Minor error in the books. Go home. I stood up. Laptop ready. Actually, Evelyn, we've got business. Her face went white. You're not a member. Get out. I connected to the projector. The 6 million watching the stream might disagree. Phones came out. People recording. Murmurs rising. I clicked. First slide. Creek Fund. 2022. $800,000 for Sunset Plains. The crowd stirred, remembering promises. Clean water. Safe banks. Next slide. Spent $70,000. Gasps echoed. Final slide. Missing $730,000. The room erupted. Our money. She lied. Evelyn screamed. Fake. He's a liar. I'll sue. I kept going. Click. Bank records. Evelyn's name. Transfers to Harper Solutions. The 10th of January. $50,000. The 5th of March. $80,000. All to a fake company. Click. A photo of her new boat bought after a $150,000 transfer. A woman stood, tears streaming. My basement, flooded last year. That money could have saved us. Evelyn backed up, clipboard shaking. Future projects. You don't understand. Like this? I clicked. Her vacation home, purchased last year. The crowd roared. Someone threw a notebook. Enough, I shouted, raising hands. Let justice handle her. Doors opened. FBI agents, led by Agent Mia Torres, marched in. Evelyn Harper, you're under arrest for fraud, embezzlement, conspiracy. Evelyn ran, tripped, cuffs snapped on. Eli framed me. She screamed. I'll ruin you. Torres smirked. You confessed. On live stream. To 6 million. Good luck. The crowd cheered, tears flowing. I ended the stream. Share this. Show what happens when HOAs go bad. Question power. Always. My phone rang. Unknown number. Mr. Dawson. Victor Lane. Evelyn's lawyer. His voice. Icy. She's out on bail. Tomorrow. This ain't over. The creek gleamed under stars. Evelyn was down, but not out. Back on my Texas ranch. Picking up shattered herbs. Rusty whining. By the creek. My garden's gone. My fence in splinters. Thanks to Evelyn Harper. HOA Karen. Her bulldozer stunt crossed every line. But I've got proof. $1.8 million stolen. Creek rights. In my name. 28 HOA shares. She's out on bail. And her lawyer's threats echo loud. The day after. The HOA meeting. My phone buzzed. Like a rattlesnake. The live stream, exposing Evelyn's fraud, hit 18 million views. News crews swarmed. My ranch gate. Eli, spill the beans on the HOA scam. I stayed inside, heart pounding. This fight was now global. Sarah Klein, HOA treasurer, called, voice quaking. Eli, Evelyn's free, $850,000 bail. She's with Victor Lane, her lawyer, suing you for defamation. Me, for stealing records. The HOA, for wrongful ousting. I gripped my phone, jaw tight. Suing? Everyone? She's desperate. Sarah whispered. Victor's a viper. Twist the law. To save crooks, she's claiming. You faked the USB evidence. I met Lena, my lawyer, at a diner. Mid-morning, she spread documents. Across the booth, Evelyn's throwing a legal tantrum. Slander, fraud, conspiracy. It's a bluff to bury us in court costs. I leaned back, fists clenched. Can she win? Lena shook her head. Not with the USB. Sarah's testimony. FBI's RICO case. fraud, embezzlement, conspiracy. But her husband, Hank, his ranch, 1,700 cows, ties her to bigger stakes. I frowned, uneasy. What stakes? Lena leaned in, voice low. County plans, an industrial park, through your ranch. $25 million, if sold to the state. Hank's land, profits too. Evelyn's pushing, to force you out. My blood ran cold. The fines, the bulldozer, all to steal my creek. We crush her. At trial? Exactly, Lena said. GoFundMe's at $120,000 for your defense. Community's rallying. Keep it viral. That night, my cameras caught a dark SUV. No plates. Lurking near my fence. 2 hours a.m. I saved the footage, sent it to Lena. Pulse racing. She's spying, I texted. Day 21. I was salvaging broken sage when a dead bird landed on my porch. Note pinned. Sell or regret it. I bagged it. Called Agent Torres. Heart thumping. She arrived within the hour. Classic intimidation, she said, eyeing the note. We'll trace it. But Evelyn's clever. Probably a hired goon. I showed the SUV footage. Her crew? Torres nodded. Grim. Likely. She's funneling cash offshore, bracing for a fight or escape. The media frenzy roared louder. Headlines blared. Rancher battles. HOA crook. Karen's creek heist. I gave one interview. Local channel. This is for flood victims. Not fame. Accountability matters. Evelyn fought back. On a morning show. Looking haggard. Crocodile tears. Eli Dawson. Tormented me. His plants. Wrecked our community. The host. Skeptical. Pushed. You destroyed his garden with fake permits. Evelyn snapped. He committed planting crimes. The host blinked. Planting crimes? Number planting crimes. Went viral. Memes flooded. Herb outlaw. Karen versus time. But shadows loomed behind the laughs. Day 23. My truck's windshield. Smashed. And note inside. Leave or lose more. I added floodlights. Sent footage to Torres. Nerves frayed. Sarah texted. Frantic. Evelyn's claiming. You paid me to forge the USB. She's got a witness saying you poisoned the creek. I called Lena. Voice tight. A witness? She's reaching. Dirty move, Lena said. Likely a paid liar. We'll counter with the USB. Sarah's truth. That evening, Clara Holt stopped by. Braid swaying. Eyes sharp. Eli. Hank's ranch. Those 1,700 cows live on your creek. Evelyn's scared. You'll use it. I showed her a county map. Industrial park lines. Slicing my land. They want $25 million from my ranch. Clara nodded. Greem. Hank's no angel, but he's clueless about her theft. Day 25. Torres called with a bombshell. Evelyn's old firm in Austin. She embezzled $450,000 9 years ago. They hushed it to save face. It's a pattern, Eli. I exhaled hard. That's gold? For the trial? Yes, Torres said. But she's cornered. Expect worse. That afternoon, Evelyn cornered me at the hardware store. Red blouse, black pants, eyes blazing. Drop this. Eli, she hissed, voice low. Boshawan. For your ranch. Take it and go. I stared, incredulous. Stolen cash? For my creek? That's prison bait. Evelyn. She grabbed my arm. Nails sharp. I've got connections. You can't imagine. I yanked free. Her words, like poison. That night, Sarah called. Voice breaking. They slashed my tires. Note said, "Keep quiet. I'm terrified, but I won't stop." I doubled cameras, added motion sensors. GoFundMe hit $180,000. Neighbors rallying, flood victims, planning protests. But threats piled up. Dead fish, strange cars. At dusk, I barely slept, watching the creek. Day 27. I found it, under my porch, digging through dirt. A rusted valve, marked Water Control 1887. I turned it, slow, heard water shift. Below, my creek, feeding Hank's ranch. Controlled by this? I turned it back, mind racing. I called Lena, found a valve from 1887, controls the creek. Hank's cows depend on it. She gasped. Eli, that's a game changer. Texas water rights are bulletproof. You've got her. Day 29. Lena dropped a bombshell. Emails on the USB. Evelyn paid a fake inspector to call your creek toxic. Next week, if condemned, HOA takes it. My stomach sank. We stop her? At trial? Yes, Lena said. But her witness claims you dumped chemicals. A lie. But it could sway. But jury. The courthouse was chaos. News vans clogged the streets. Flood victims waved signs demanding justice. Inside, the courtroom brimmed. Live streamed to millions. Prosecutor Carla Vega opened fierce. Evelyn Harper stole $1.8 million, meant for flood protection, while homes drowned. Slides showed bank records, ruined houses. Evelyn's boat, her condo. Jurors glared, some tearing up, others gripping seats. Victor Lane, Evelyn's lawyer, spun a tale. My client, grieving her sister, was harassed by Eli Dawson, pushed to errors. Vega fired back. Her theft predates Eli by years. The judge nodded. Lane's face sank. I took the stand, voice firm. Evelyn called 911 5 times for my legal cabin, my garden, herbs, noise, fake paths. Each call more absurd. Vega led me through each incident, jurors smiling at toxic basil. Then the truth. I found $1.8 million stolen from our community. Silence. Heavy as stone. Lane cross-examined, sneering. You targeted her from the start, right? I met his eyes. I wanted peace. She brought war. I followed the money. Jurors nodded. Lane sat, defeated. Sarah Klein testified, voice shaky, but clear. Evelyn forced me to forge invoices, shell companies, $1.8 million to her accounts. She threatened my family. Gasps. Jurors leaned in, one scribbling furiously. The surprise witness, Hank Harper, Evelyn's husband, took the stand. Eli poisoned the creek. I saw chemicals. Vega pounced. Your ranch gains from a $25 million industrial park. Needing Eli's land, correct? Hank faltered. Documents showed his investments in nearby plots. He broke, admitted Evelyn's plan to frame Eli for the deal. The defense collapsed. Evelyn testified. A disaster. I earned that money. HOAs are thankless. Vega let her rant, then asked, so you admit stealing $1.8 million? Evelyn froze. Jurors glared. Lane slumped. Deliberation. 2 hours. Guilty on all counts. Fraud, embezzlement, conspiracy. Evelyn shook, muttering, number no. No. At sentencing, Judge Rosa Mendez was stern. You betrayed your neighbors, stole from the vulnerable. No remorse. 10 years. Prison. $1.8 million restitution. $1.4 million penalties. Total $3.2 million. The gallery erupted. Cheers. Tears. Victims. Hugging. Evelyn, cuffed, turned to me, smirking. Enjoy your creek, Eli. For now. Her words chilled me as she was led away. A year later, the ranch was reborn. Dawson Creek Park, named after me. Though I stayed anonymous. Recovered funds, $1.4 million. Built flood barriers. Fixed roads. Kids planted herbs. Saturdays, with volunteers, barbecues, filled the air. Rusty stealing bites. As mascot. Sarah, now HOA president, ran it open. Budgets online. Votes public. The community healed. Victims rebuilt homes with real drains. My videos sparked Ellie's rules. HOA reforms across Texas. No secrets, no tyrants. One dawn, a letter arrived. Prison postmark. Evelyn's handwriting. Softer. Eli. Prison humbles. I lost myself. After my sister. Your ranch defied my control. I broke. Therapy's helping. I'm learning. Thank you for stopping me. Plant sage. For me. I showed Jenna, my fiancée, on the porch. Sincere? She asked. Sipping tea. I shrugged. Maybe. Or parole talk. She's done. Either way. And a second letter. Rough script. Not hers. You won. But the creeks. Cursed. H. My heart. Raced. Hank? I called Agent Torres, who upped patrols. Found nothing. 5 years on. The creek was our soul. Creekfest drew 700, raising thousands. For flood defense. Jenna and I, married by the water. Our son, Caleb, named for Grandpa. And, due soon, Clara passed. Her braid. In a photo, on a creek bench. Clara Holt, truth keeper. One morning, I planted basil, rusty slower, but loyal. Footsteps. Soft, hesitant. Evelyn, gray-haired, in jeans, no red blouse, cheap rod in hand. Can I fish? She asked. Voice quiet. I pointed downstream. Public park. I fish anywhere. She sat, 60 feet off. Cast her line. I silence calm. She caught a small fish, smiled faintly. Nice one, I said. Simple. She nodded, surprised. Prison pond, taught patience. We fished, quiet, an hour. Then she spoke. That letter wasn't me. Hank, he's bitter, blamed you. And I studied her, face honest. What's he want? She shook her head. He's in Nevada, broke. No fight left, just a scare. I packed up, creek sparkling, Rusty at my side. Evelyn, you owned your mistakes. That's something. She looked down, soft. Not enough, but a start. At home. Jenna smiled, hand on her belly. She's fishing? I laughed. Polite. Trying. Even Karen's can shift a bit. Torres called. Hank's gone. Small town. No threat. Letter was a bluff. All at Creekfest came. Families packed the banks. Kids laughing. Parents grilling. Jenna and I served lemonade. Sarah led games. A reporter did a story. Ranchers stand. Saves community. I spoke brief. It's about the creek, the people, living free. The creek flowed. Rusty napped. And Sunset Plains was home. Comment your win. What's a community you saved? The creek's free. And we're just starting.